Hi, and welcome back to I Confess with Travis. I'm your host, Travis Bartlett, and today I'm going to be talking to a guy where we are actually discussing about why cops can do whatever they want versus what we can't do. So that's going to be a very interesting topic that I'm actually interested in wanting to talk about. So let me go ahead and take my first call. All right, hey, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Travis.
Travis, I'm Alex.
Okay, nice to meet you. So I hear you got a story you want to tell me.
So I rolled like a 28-gram joint,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 420, and I was driving on the highway, and a cop pulled me over, and then when he came up to he came up to the car.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it smells like weed, and I was like, I don't know about that, officer, and he went back to the car, and then I just drove off. It wasn't me who drove off. It was my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just did the dash, bro. And then luckily we were in a fast-ass car. What's it called? We were in a Charger.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily we got away.
Those are my favorite cars.
You like the Chargers, dog?
Yeah, I don't have a Charger, but I've been saying I want one.
Yeah, and that's actually like a legitimate story. Like, I'm not even lying. This is not made up. Like, this actually happened on 420. That's probably the craziest thing that happened. Then we got away because there was only one cop. But, yeah.
You know, it's so weird, like, because I grew up in Atlanta, born and raised, basically, and technically, like, we all know that weed and marijuana is illegal, but, you know, hey, like, we all smoke it, basically.
Yeah,
but
even though that shit can give you some mad time in jail.
Yeah, but I remember I was watching something on the news. There was these people who was recording a Snapchat video of a cop returning, you know, like a bag of weed back to the person, and I'm like, what? And this was like all over the news too. And I'm like, why is a cop returning the weed back to the person? And you know, and they were saying, well, if the marijuana is, let's say, like less of an ounce, then it's totally legal. Because the thing is, like, if it won't, because let's say, like, if they test it and if it's not shown in their system, then if it's like less than an ounce, it's yours to keep. And I'm thinking and I was thinking like that's weird though.
Yeah.
Like a cop giving it back.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, bro. But you also gotta think, bro. People are like so quick. Like, not even that. People are like gullible. They don't even realize how quick cops would be to like smuggle what they get from other people, bro, and take it for themselves. Like,
right.
I've heard stories of that, like a couple of real ones. But like, dude, I can't imagine how many cops done that. Like turn the body cam off or some shit.
And you know, like there was another news article. I don't know if it was the next day or if it was a week later. They said there was someone in Georgia. They said there was a cop in Georgia. I'm not sure exactly where, but they said there was a cop in Georgia who basically who stopped in the middle of the road. Like, I guess, like, you know, like, I guess it was like a middle lane where I guess you turn to like wherever section you're going to turn at. Kind of like one of those turn lane things. But what was so confusing, they said there was another cop literally just like pulled up behind that cop. But it's not like he got in trouble or anything.
Yeah.
Turns out the cop was drunk. And he was literally sleeping in his car sitting in the middle lane. And then it was a sheriff too. And I'm thinking like,
world news?
Yeah, it was like the world news. I was like, they're really gonna, I don't know. But anyway, instead of like giving that cop a DUI, they decide just to like let him go his way.
What did they do?
No, they didn't arrest him or anything. They just like let him go his normal way because like they said like even though he stopped, which was actually a good thing because like you can't drink and drive, which a lot of people do nowadays. But I'm thinking like, why didn't he get arrested or he could have gotten like fired. He could have gotten fired, but they decided to let him go, and I'm like, so and then I'm over here.
First thing you don't understand, if that was a normal person, they would have got a lot of time in jail.
Yeah.
But guess what? In reality, like if they were to do something like,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called, give them a penalty or something,
Yeah.
they usually only, like, suspend them for, like, a month or 3 months, or make
Mm-hmm.
them go back to training or something.
Yeah.
So they don't even do anything.
But it's so weird. It's like, you know, if cops can do things, then so should we. You know, and I'm not trying to make it sound stupid, because, you know, it's so weird. Because it's like, and it's so weird, like, you could see cops be flying and they don't even have their lights flashing. They could be flying down the road and they just don't care. And then every time we do it, we get in trouble. So it's like cops, they can do whatever they want and get away with it.
They think they're above the law, yeah.
But they don't really see it. Because, like, I remember, what was it, years ago when they were talking about, like, this was up in Georgia. They were talking about that they were going to take away, okay, like, you know how people would be, like, texting and driving? You know, because phones are always distracting. Well, they made a law, passed the bill. They said if you have your phone in your hand while driving, they said they will pull you over for, you know, for distracted, you know, for texting and driving or something like that. Or if you was to play a game or something, they can consider that as, like, you know, a distraction, as, like, texting or whatever.
Exactly.
And I'm like, why? I mean, like, I know I don't have my phone in my hand, but see, I have mine, like, on a dash. Like, mine literally just sits on a dash. So, like, let's say, and all I do is use it just to play songs when I'm basically, like, you know, if I'm driving somewhere, or if I want to watch a movie while driving, I can do that. You know, but it's not like I'm going to be, like, texting, you know, which I thought was just kind of weird, but, yeah. And then cops are getting to where they're wanting to play on their phones and stuff while they're driving. I'm like, it's like cops can do whatever they want and get away with it, and then all of a sudden, yeah. But then we get in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand cops sometimes.
I mean, I have seen times when cops have stopped other cops.
Right.
That's very unlike, but dude, they mostly take up for them mostly.
Right.
Like, they'll just be shady and shit.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. For sure. You have a good day, alright?
Alright, thank you so much.
No problem.
Alright, bye. See, I really like this guy's story. Because it's so weird that you have cops that will actually do whatever they want. But then whenever we do things, we get in trouble for it. And it's so weird because, like, when I was being interrogated by the police of Clayton County, and when they were talking about how, like, they were making up lies about how, that I'm the one who had, stolen other people's identities, even though that wasn't the truth, I read something online, like, saying that cops have the right to lie to us because they want to lie to us. And I'm thinking, like, that shouldn't be true, because if cops are going to be lying, then they're not really, you know, good people. It's like they're basically trying to lie by twisting the words around, by making it seem like it was your fault, even though it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? For what I'm thinking is that, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I would never be a cop, because, like, I just think that's just too much responsibility for me. I mean, the only thing I can tell you, the first time, I think I told you on my YouTube story, I posted a story about how I got pulled over. I was doing 90 on a 70, and I was like 7 miles towards the exit, and that's when I got my first ticket and first time being pulled over by Georgia State. But all I can say is lesson learned: do not speed, don't do anything that's stupid, because let me tell you something, cops are going to be everywhere. And I can tell you right now, be careful out there, because, like, you don't want to go to jail, all right? Because let me tell you something, my sister went to jail and for a DUI, and she was in jail for, like, 24 hours. But there was other things that my sister did, because, like, when she was, like, either, like, 18 or 19, I think, I'm not sure exactly, or if, I don't know how old she was at the time. But she was probably still a teenager, almost close to being like an adult, like at the age of 21, kind of almost close to it. And she was the first one who started driving, even though I got my license at 24. But she started getting pulled over like 5 times. It was like 2 speeding tickets, 1 parking ticket, a ticket for following a car extremely too close, and she got pulled over for a DUI. But the judge gave her only 24 hours in jail. And I can tell you she finally learned her lesson, and all I can say is, like, if you've been pulled over, hey, we've all done it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and I will go ahead and talk to my next call. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to be taking my second call, where I'm going to be talking to 2 girls. Well, basically, you're only going to hear one girl tell the story. It's a little bit weird, where they were telling me that their teacher from elementary school told the class that it's okay for a teacher to tell students that they are gay. I don't know how to say about this one, but let me go ahead and take my second call. Alright, so how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing good. So I hear you got a story you want to tell me.
Yes. Okay, so my friend here, I've known her since I was in kindergarten, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, when we were in elementary school, our 5th and 6th grade teacher was telling the entire class that like we were all gay. She's like, everyone's gay and like you just don't know it yet. So, but mind you, I don't know what gay is.
Right.
So I go home to my dad. I'm like, my teacher told me I'm gay. He's like, do you even know what the fuck gay is? Sorry, am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And he's like, do you even know what the fuck gay is? And I was like, I don't know. Like, my teacher just told me I'm gay, so I'm gay now. And so he was like, no, you're not gay. Like, you don't even know what that is. And then the next, like, weekend, I went to my friend's house. Like, we had a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I'm like, what is gay? And she's like, that's when 2 girls, love each other. Or when 2 guys love each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we really think we're gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we deadass think we're, like, lesbians, like, in a relationship. So, she's like, we're like, okay, like, let's try being gay. So, we deadass try to be, like, being gay for real. Like, we were doing shit together. And we definitely grade. A sex position out.
Oh, wow.
In 5th grade.
I've never had a teacher that told me or said anything about that. Like, I just think that's just kind of weird for a teacher to say, like, hey, we're all gay now. Like, I just don't think, I'm not trying to make it sound stupid. I just don't think that just doesn't sound right for a teacher to say that,
Especially not to little kids who don't even know what that is.
See, when I was little, I didn't know what it was. I remember, like, people used to tell me all the time, they would say, well, gay means happy. That's the only thing I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, as you grow older, you start learning more about all this stuff,
Yeah.
But that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Remember when she hit me? Yeah, and she hit my friend.
Oh, wow.
Because I was petting the dogs. Because in our 5th and 6th grade class, it was like a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
So there were like birds, there were tortoises, chinchillas.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of animals. And so they also had beagles. And I was just petting the beagles. And she came and like ran up to me and she like went to my hand. And I was like, and then she wouldn't move. And then I wouldn't move. And then she hit my head and started dragging her to get out of her classroom.
Oh my God. So that's a little strange. Like, were y'all like in a Christian school or something, or?
No, it was a public elementary school. Like from kindergarten up until 6th grade.
See, it's so weird because, like, I didn't, like, when I was, like, 13 or 14, I was growing up learning about what sex was and what all the gay, lesbians, and, all this stuff. But I just think it's just kind of weird for a teacher from elementary school to tell their kids that they should be gay and all this stuff. I just think that's kind of a new one for me.
It was actually, like, during when we were having, like, sex education going on.
Mm-hmm.
She held us inside for our lunch and recess. Yeah, she held all the girls inside and the boys. and we couldn't go outside for recess that day because she held us in, and the principal was in the room, and she had this book about being gay. And we were all sitting on the floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's, oh my God. I wouldn't even know how to, like, picture that. Like, I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I just think that's just a little strange.
Yeah, but turns out I'm not gay, so...
Well, I'm not gay either, but I just thought that's just kind of weird.
Well, I am.
Well, that's fine. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong being gay.
Nothing.
No, there's no. I just think...
I still love God. I'm about to have a kid.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just found out today we're having a girl.
Ooh.
Yeah. I feel great.
So, are you excited to be a mommy?
Yes, I'm so excited. Like, I'm over the moon excited. Like, my heart is just feeling, like, so full. Like, I don't know. It just feels like a love like no other.
See, I remember when my sister was pregnant, because, like, I remember, like, I came home from work, and my sister and my mom, they were just in the same room. This is actually kind of a funny, kind of cute story kind of way. And I walk in, and she's like, Travis, don't go anywhere. She says, I got a surprise for you. And I'm like, okay. And so she gives me this bag, and it kind of looks like a bag that people, like, hide drugs in kind of way. Well, turns out it was a pregnancy test, and I didn't know about this. So so she just said, go ahead and open it, but don't touch it or anything. So I'm like opening it, and it said pregnant, and she's like laughing, and I was like, because like right after I saw the pregnancy test, it was like a split second right after it said pregnant. I said, you're pregnant? And she started laughing, like it was like funny. It was so funny. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be an uncle. I was excited though, but right now he's 3 years old, and he's in the, what you call terrible 2, terroristic 3 kind of stages. And right now, right now we still have to get on to him, but when you have a baby, it's more fun when they're not moving around or talking or anything. It's basically where you're just kind of playing with them as a baby. But then,
just like this. Like,
yeah.
I just like, I don't know, just like now that because today I'm 20 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm due on December 19th. Hopefully, I hope I give birth like a week or two early. Because I don't want to be like going through that postpartum stuff right before Christmas.
See, y'all want to know something interesting? My mom told me when I was like, actually no, I take that back. My mom told me, she said when I was the first person to be born, she said that she was in the hospital, and she said I didn't want to come out of her, and she said that, and I said, well, why didn't I come out? She said, I don't know, and she said she waited 2 weeks, and I was just born right on May 11th, right on Mother's Day, and yeah, so I'm considered not just a 90s baby, but also a Mother's Day baby.
Yeah,
yes.
That's so adorable. I love that. You were waiting to give your mother that love.
Right. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know.
I was born 3 days late. I feel like babies don't want to come out because the womb is so, like, warm and comfy. But then, like, when they're on the outside world, it's, like, all cold, and they're, like,
right.
That's why you swaddle them and stuff.
Right. My mom said that she had to have a C-section, so, with me and my sister.
Yeah, that's how my grandma was. My grandma had to C-section both my mom and my aunt. I pray I cannot have a C-section. Like, I really pray because I really pray for you. I want to have a vaginal birth, but with drugs, of course.
That's true. Yeah, because, like, when you have drugs in the hospital, you are knocked out. Like, you are knocked out like a light. Because, like, I remember one time when my sister was pregnant, she said, because, like, we went to go see the baby, but the baby was actually in the NICU. Because what happened was, when she was giving birth, she said somehow, I forgot what it's called. It starts with the M. But apparently, when she was giving birth, she said that Cameron, that's his name, started swallowing, I guess, some poop or something. He must have pooped inside her by mistake. And he accidentally swallowed it when she was giving birth to him. Ooh. And now he was put in the NICU, so, they can make sure he's still breathing and stuff like that. I mean, of course it happens when you get birth. You just don't expect it.
Yeah.
But, when we went in there, my sister was just knocked out like a light. Like, if you was to, like, call her name or try to ask her what, let's say 2 plus 2 is, it's like her brain is like I said, she was knocked out. Like, you wouldn't tell her, like, you couldn't get a straight answer out of her if you wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like it's because, like, women are so tired.
Well, that's
Like,
true because
it's a lot of work.
because like, yeah, because it's like when women are having babies, of course, you know, carrying around a baby is going to be exhausting, it's tiring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, because like I said, when my sister was pregnant, I got to actually help her out around the house. I mean, I had to, like, you know, I mean, when she was going through, like, a nesting phase, you know, I had to help her clean up the house a little bit, clean the bathroom, kitchen, you know, just help her out.
Well, she's probably so grateful for you because, like, I want that help too eventually. Like, after I give birth, I feel like I'm going to be so exhausted. Baby, plus having to take care of, like, everything else on top of that. It's going to be so exhausting.
Oh, I know it is. And it's so weird for me because, like, even though I'm 32, but I've been trying to find me a date. And, you know, and I've also been saying I want to have kids as well, but nowadays you got people who don't even want to date anymore and don't even want to have kids. And I'm like, I'm right here.
You know what you got to do? And this is a real thing. Like, you probably wouldn't want to do it because it's so, like, untraditional. But, like, get a woman who wants to have a baby, have your own kid, but you guys don't have to be together. It sounds really, like, fucked up.
Right.
But, like, I know it's a thing.
Well, see, I was also thinking, because, you know, right now with the housing marketing, because, like, I wanted to, like, do this thing, like, when I turned 24, I wanted to go ahead and, like, you know, get married, start having kids, move out. You know, that's what I wanted to do. But like I said, now I'm 32 and I'm still living at my parents' because, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the housing marketing is getting to the point where it's just kind of hard to, you know, buy a house. And, I mean, I feel like it's messing up, you know, my future because, like, I don't want to raise a child because, like, I mean, it's not that I don't have a problem raising a child in my parents' house. It's just, like, I need more room. Like,
no, but you know what I feel like? I feel as if that, like, everyone wants to have a plan. Like, I never planned to get pregnant at 18 years old. Like, that was never my plan in life. But, like, again, I believe in God very strongly. Like, He's my Savior, my number one in my heart for real. And God has a plan for everyone. And I feel like I planned, like, okay, like, graduate college or graduate high school, then go off to college, find the guy I'm going to marry, and then get married, have kids.
Right.
After I get my career. But, like, life is not like that. Like, life is so, it's crazy, and you can never plan anything for real. Like, I know that. But, like, don't put that in your mind.
Oh, I'm not.
That you're never going to have kids, or you're never going to get married, or you're never going to settle down.
Well, see, I've also thought about, you know, if no one doesn't want to date me, I thought maybe I can just adopt a child.
I'm adopted.
Oh, cool. And see, I was never adopted. Well, that's interesting.
My mom adopted me because she couldn't have kids of her own.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some people that can't even have kids, you know, and it's hard for them, too.
Yes, it is so hard, but, like, my mom tells me all the time, she's like, that's God's plan. She's like, I could never do what you're doing right now. Because, like, oh, I'm sick, or I'm not feeling good, or, like, I have back pain, or, like, uterus pain. She's like, I could never go through that. She's like, you're so strong. Like, I feel like God gives the strongest battles to people who can actually handle them.
Right.
And that's what I feel. So I don't want you to sit here and doubt that, like, oh, like, you're never going to have...
Right.
One day you will have the life you want. And all you got to do is just be grateful and be thankful at the end of the day because, like, maybe, like, God's like, you can't handle it.
Right.
But, like, you don't know that because then one day you're going to... This one's fucked up, but one day you're going to die.
Yeah.
But then, like, you're going to go to heaven and you're going to realize, like, oh, like, you're going to go to God and you're going to tell him, God, like, why couldn't we do this or this for me? Like, I don't know, like, ever since, like, my life got fucked up, like, when my dad died, I was like, fuck, like, my life is so fucked up, like, this stuff. But then at the end of the day, like, years later, I was back and I'm like, that's God's plan. Like, God planned that for me because he's like, I prayed every day, like, Lord, please keep my mom and my dad healthy and safe and strong and be able to do this. And you pray and you pray and you pray, and God gives you the answer. But even if it's not an answer you don't want, at the end of the day, it's an answer.
Right.
You know? Sorry that I just had like that whole God talk.
No, it's okay. as long as you didn't bore me, like, you know, like most people will say things like, would you like to join, you know, church? And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I've been to church before, but just mostly for like weddings and funerals, but I've never actually sat in church and just talked about God and Jesus, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to put that on people for real.
Oh no, you good.
But because if you don't believe in God, that's fine with me. Like, you don't believe in God, but like you know, but like growing up, I would go to church. Like when I would get every Sunday, we go to church. You know, I would go to Sunday school, and then after that, we would go to church. We would sit there and do all that.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for being on my podcast. I really enjoyed your story, and congratulations on your baby.
Thank you.
No problem, and I hope you all have a great day.
Of course, you too, and thank you for letting me be on your podcast.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
That was a very interesting topic. I get that, you know, if you're a teacher and you're gay, but the thing is, when you go around start talking about, you're going to try to tell other kids at like elementary school, like, at a very young age, that you're trying to tell them that they're gay. Like, I just think that's just a little bit weird, strange, but I don't know what to say about that. Like, I mean, I've heard a lot worse, but I just think that's just a little bit too crazy. Which brings me to the question of the day. Do you think it's okay for an elementary school teacher to tell students that they are gay? Please leave your comments down below in the community tab on my YouTube channel and tell me what you think. I'm going to go ahead and end this show. If you guys want to be on my podcast, you can contact me at 478-901-4445. That's 478-901-4445. And I will talk to you guys in the next week episode.